Kamala Harris did her first interview as a presidential candidate without her emotional support animal, Tim Walz.
What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people.
Which sounds like a decent enough answer, except that wasn't her real response.
What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
So
well,
when
I'll
I
start
talk
with
about
this.
building an opportunity...
I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard.
Which is just more Kamala Harris nonsense, as it's the same response she gave at the debate.
When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid.
And as bad as having a candidate that literally only has 2 or 3 statements they randomly read off whenever asked a question, it's still infinitely better than when she weirdly repeats the question, repeats that sentence that sounds like she's speaking in a gypsy curse, then caps it off with her signature Kamala cackles. And the only time she could refrain from doing that is when the news network actually edited the interview, as Tom Elliott found the original interview shown on their website wasn't the same interview they broadcast on television, which is awfully similar to how CNN had to edit her only other interview with Tim Walz, cutting out over half the conversation, which was the same with this interview.
Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for your time today. Our audience appreciates your time.
Of course.
As we super fast forward through all the footage they uploaded, which this might even be an edited version of the interview.
Thank you, Brian.
So much.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was only 11 minutes, and the stuff they still kept was nonsense.
New ideas, new policies that are directed at the current moment. And also, to be very honest with you, my focus is very much in what we need to do over the next 10, 20 years to catch up to the 21st century around, again, capacity, but also challenges.
Hello, fellow American. This you should vote. Me. I leave power. Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Which this is sitcom levels of sad, as let's read back what she actually said. My focus is very much about what we need to do over the next 10 to 20 years to catch up to the 21st century around, again, capacity, but also challenges. We used to have to translate Bidenese to English on this channel because Biden was obviously suffering from something related to his age. I don't know what Kamala's excuse could be, other than looking like a nervous second grader giving a book report on a chapter that she never read, played by Michael Cera.
How are you feeling about Pennsylvania?
I am feeling very good about Pennsylvania because there are a lot of people in Pennsylvania.
And the question was, how are you feeling about Pennsylvania? And her answer was, I am feeling very good about Pennsylvania because there are a lot of people in Pennsylvania. But again, that brain-dead response is still better than when she's saying straight, verifiable lies.
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century.
What?
But let's understand.
So where the f are we right now?
As that wasn't the only one either.
We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory.
I will not ban fracking.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
So the ongoing meme is, Kamala's made enough contradicting statements that she could actually debate herself. Now normally a candidate can't do this because the media should call you out for your hypocrisy, but Kamala can do all this in the open because she's the establishment's candidate, where no matter what she says or does, it's always painted in a positive light. From the off-putting, slightly psychotic laughing labeled as joy, softball interviews being edited down to the size of a TikTok, and debates literally being run by your campaign donors and moderated by your sorority sister. It's so incredibly easy to look good under these circumstances, and somehow she still manages to look awful. But unfortunately for them, the average American is finally starting to notice. Just like when Trump got slammed for saying black jobs,
are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs.
Biden went on the attack.
Here's what he thinks of black jobs. I love his phrase, black jobs. Tells a lot about the man and about his character.
The media melted down.
I'm still insulted and puzzled by Donald Trump's remarks about black jobs.
Black jobs?
Black jobs?
Black jobs.
What he referred to as black job.
But now, Biden says this.
In just 3.5 years, we created over 2 million
new black jobs for black Americans and black.
But of course that statement is met with crickets because they know the phrase black jobs has never been offensive. It's just yet another example of the mainstream media overestimating your stupidity. And finally, the polls are showing it, as Trump is seeing an over 20-point lead over Kamala to win the election. Then randomly, when the Postal Workers Union endorses Harris, they're now reporting that there will be a delay in election results, citing mail-in ballots. Now, I don't know what's going on here. Don't listen to me because I'm just a random Asian dude online that pulls in more views than CNN. But those view counts show people are no longer interested in hearing the corporate-approved NPC talking points from the so-called news. People just want to hear the truth that you just realized I've smoothly written in haiku. So if you appreciate alliteration and my concise, light-hearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on how Biden is finally getting back at the Democrats for kicking him off his campaign for Kamala.